Happy New Year, everybody. I hope that 2021 brings us a whole lot of good, because I just don't even know what to even think about 2020. So I didn't share with you. I didn't really have time by the time I got my Christmas tree to share with you, but it went right down to my Christmas tree of 2020 that I couldn't find a tree that I wanted to be tall enough, and the tree I found was two. It was like a tree and another one part. I go, you know what? It was 2020 at the time. Why not? But 2021 is going to bring good and great things. And with that being said, I have got coming up in the show somebody from the Fairfield County Beekeepers Association. I'm really excited to find out some of the things that they have to share with us, because of course, as a lot of other folks have done last year and the last several months, is virtual. So she's going to share with us some classes that they are offering and the importance of bees. And if you want to become a beekeeper, then she is going to be the person to share with us exactly how you can do so. And then my second guest is from the Lancaster Living magazine. I was highlighted in the month of December in the magazine, and due to some things, she just wasn't able to get in. So she is going to be in with me here in just about 15 minutes. So if you'll stick around, got a lot of great things happening. And I've got a movie. I think I'll share a movie with you at the end of the show, just to kind of give you something fun to do in the cold if you don't want to get outside, you want to stay in or whatever. Hey, folks, we've got some fun coming up, as I like to think we always do. And we're going to start out 2021 with a bang here on the Down Home with Tina show. Be back in just a few minutes.
Dagger Law has been part of the Lancaster community for more than 110 years. This is where we live and work. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and all around town. We consider our clients as friends, and we walk alongside you through challenging times. Whether you're a growing business, a changing family, facing litigation, planning your future, or dealing with land issues, we're right here. We are local. We are trusted. We are experienced. Dagger Law.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. It has been not quite a year that I had the president, Jeannie Soms, with us from the Fairfield County Beekeepers Association. And I thought, I saw online, because I do follow them on Facebook and stuff, that they are going to have some virtual bee schools. So I contacted Jeannie again. As a matter of fact, it was right before the whole COVID and pandemic started. And Danielle Passek is the beekeeper school chairperson.
Correct, yes.
Correct, yes, and I'm so glad to have you. And anyways, it was at that time, somebody had said right after, because I had the whole suit on, the beekeeper suit, yes. And somebody put a message on Facebook and said, is that something COVID? And at the time, I had no idea, and then later on I was like, oh, now I know why they asked that question. Because that was about, I think it was February time is when she was here. And it wasn't all, it was kind of starting to, be talked about and be known about. Of course, we're way past knowing about it now.
Oh,
so,
yes.
and yeah, hopefully we're at the tail end of things. But I'm really glad to have you, Danielle, so you can just share with us and remind folks the importance. And you had also brought, and I know you told me this, and I don't know why in heaven's name, I can't remember the name of this, because it's not a hive. The hive is what goes in it.
Inside, this is the box, or where the bees live. This is what you call a nuke or a nucleus, and so it's a smaller version of a hive. So when you're starting off a new hive or trying to boost up the population or whatever, a lot of times you'll use one of these smaller hives.
Okay. And do these, like, people can, of course, have a whole lot of different hives, like all together, the big boxes, right?
Right.
They also called the nuke, or?
They're called regular hives. Yes,
oh, they are. Okay.
Yeah, the main hive that we use here in Ohio or throughout the beekeeping community is mostly a Langsworth hive.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it's got this. A nuke here has 5 frames in it, and a standard hive has 10.
Pull them out if you wanted to
okay.
kind of. I know I'm jumping right into the whole beehive thing.
Yeah.
Because this is really cool.
Yeah, this is what you call a frame. And so you can see that there is the wax. These are the little cells that the bees will lay the babies and lay the eggs, and the larvae will hatch out, and they'll also put the honey in those as well. This dark one here is usually used for brood or babies. A lighter colored one is usually where you get your honey out of.
Do you recommend folks who are starting off to become a beekeeper to start out with this to see how it's going to go where they are and where they live, or not so
I
much?
suggest a regular full-blown hive, because what will happen is a colony will outgrow this hive rather quickly.
Okay.
So, and then you'll eventually have to move them into the bigger one, so you might as well just start out with the room to move. Yeah.
How does somebody get started in becoming a beekeeper? Is it a simple thing?
It actually is pretty simple. There is a lot of work. A lot of people don't understand how much work is involved in beekeeping. It's just not throwing the little bugs into a box and letting them go.
Yeah.
You know, we call ourselves bee farmers. So we're taking care of them, making sure the environment and everything around them is sufficient enough for them to make their honey or their population of bees.
What is ideal for them to be able to survive?
What placement?
Okay.
So you, just like any other animal out there, anything to survive, you need your
like a
water,
farm.
air,
Yeah.
space, food, protection. So here's our protection. And food or the pollen that they find outside, or what we provide in the form of sugar water or sugar supplements, or feeding pollen patties or anything like that. So we do supplement the food when they can't find it on their own. A lot of times in March, the bees will emerge. It's warm enough for them to emerge, but they go outside, there's nothing out there for them to eat.
Correct.
So you got to give them something, because now they're active. The queen, she's making her babies, so you got to feed them. So yeah.
What is a beekeeper's worst enemy or worst nightmare when it comes to trying to begin, or they have a colony and it's going and their hive's doing well, and then bam?
Right now, the worst enemy for a beekeeper or to a honeybee is what we call a mite. And it's a small little bug. I call it like a tick. It's a tick for a bee, very, very small, and it will latch onto the bee, and the mite will transmit a deficiency for its immune system. So then it'll pass it along through the colony. They'll live within the colony. So they experience these mites by going into other colonies or sharing plants and pollen with other bees.
Oh, is there a way to prevent that?
Well, what we're trying to do, Fairfield County Beekeepers, what we're doing is we're doing an experiment with these bees called ankle biters. And we're trying to get this feral strain of bees to kind of populate our area. And these ankle biters have a natural trait to chew off the legs of the mite. The mite can't clot, so he dies. And so they're taking care of their own.
Yes.
They're taking care of their own naturally. So they've basically evolved. The mites came into play around the 40s and 50s. And so we've been dealing with that. The beekeepers have been dealing with that for decades. But now there's this new behavior that they have basically evolved. So that's what's really cool about the bees. We're actually getting to see some evolution.
Yeah,
it's kind of fun.
Yeah, some absolutely positivity. It sounds like with it. So, what is it that got you into wanting to becoming a beekeeper?
Well, I actually have a wildlife management degree out of Hocking College, so I've always been involved in wildlife. I have twin boys, and when they were in high school, they wanted to, they like, hey, let's do some beekeeping. And I'm like, okay, let's do some research first. So we did some research, and then they decided to leave their poor mom and go to college. So I said, okay, fine, I'm going to do it.
Some parents are like, will you please leave and go to college? And then there are some of us are like, I miss you so much. Can I do your laundry?
Yeah,
things like that.
Basically, yeah. So I decided to jump in with 2 feet into beekeeping, and I've loved it ever since. I've been doing it for 4 years now, and now I'm actually heading up the bee school for the Fairfield County Beekeepers Association, and it was really great. Last year was our first school. We had, I think, probably 50 people.
Nice.
It was wonderful, and then that darn COVID thing struck, and all these new beekeepers were left with only book smarts, not hands-on smart. Yes, and that's very, very important with beekeeping. So that's why we are offering the virtual bee school this year.
That's right. And do you want to go ahead and talk a little bit about that and the dates and the times and when it's going to be and how folks can sign up for that?
Yeah, great. We are offering it again this year. The dates that we're having it are February 20th.
Okay.
It's a Saturday, February 20th, February 27th, and March 13th.
Virtual means that you don't have unlimited space. Or you have unlimited,
what we're
right?
doing is we are at the 5th Avenue Church of Christ, and they're allowing us to, as long as there's no sanctions in place, you know, we have to comply with government, of course. But if they're allowing us to have some in person, we will have in-person people there. So it's much nicer to have them so they can actually feel and touch everything.
Yeah.
And for an in-person fee, it's $85.
Okay.
If you want to participate in the schooling via Zoom, we're offering that for $65.
Okay.
And then also $65 for if you have another family member who wants to participate.
Okay. And so we're almost out of time already. I just learned so much. What is the most important thing that folks need to keep in mind if they're even not a beekeeper about what we need our honeybees for?
What do we need our honeybees for?
I say most important. There's a lot of things.
Oh yeah, they're so needed. But most important is we just need to make sure we take care of these girls. Do not use the pesticides. Try to set up some environment for them, some pollen-friendly plants out there, and protect them, because without them, we're not going to have us.
Yes, I saw that somewhere one time. I think that's why I was like, I saw a sign. And I thought, and I know the importance of having our bees, and I thought, Janie, Fairfield County Beekeepers Association, and that's what, when I led to also seeing that on Facebook and online too, and I thought, yeah, we got to get you guys back in here. Yeah. How can folks contact you and reach you to find out, you know, more, or they want to sign up for the school?
Well, they can actually go onto our website, and it's the fairfieldcountybeekeepers.org, or they can also email me at fcba.bschool@gmail.com. That's it. Okay, I don't email myself that much.
No, I know, right? It's just like our phone number. What's your phone number? I don't know. Give me a second. No. Danielle, thank you so much for being with me. I really appreciate it. I know we've got a smoker, which is always fun because that's something that they work with as well. But you learn all about these things.
Oh, yes.
In the bee school.
Come to the class.
So, yes, in the class. So, folks, don't go anywhere. You're watching Down Home with Tina, and I will be back in just a minute.
Hi, I'm Amanda Wattenberg, Regional Director at Ohio Guidestone. Do you or does someone you know have a substance abuse disorder? Have you been thinking about getting help, but don't know where to start? It takes a lot of courage to ask for help, but it's the most important step you can take. If you think you know everything that's available in Fairfield County, think again. Like other chronic diseases, addiction can be managed successfully. Treatment enables people to counteract addiction's powerful, disruptive effects on the brain's behavior and regain control of their lives. Even if it takes multiple attempts, treatment does work and people do recover from addiction every day. So keep trying, because your life matters. You matter, and we're here to help. Call 211 and ask for the treatment resources available right here in Fairfield County.
This message is brought to you by the Fairfield County Adam H. Board.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I am super excited, you all. This new year and new beginnings and new things, and it's all that we can do to hope for in 2021 now. I know we're a few days in, but hey, it is what it is. But I am just so excited because I have Cher Jaurigue here. She is the publisher of a local magazine. It is a free magazine that you can subscribe to it. You just have to reach out to her. We're going to get and cover that and all about the magazine. Her husband, Art, he is the co-publisher though. And Cher, you in December featured me in your magazine.
Oh, it was so much fun too. We had so much fun.
We could have talked for hours.
I know.
I think that when you interviewed me, it was via phone, that it ended up being so much information that I got off the phone and I went, holy cow, I don't even know how she's going to do this. But oh my goodness, I thank you so much for giving me that opportunity to be able to share with people just the backstory of what, Down Home with Tina is, and we still had people right up till the end of the year because I started to, you got a Facebook page and things and highlighted me on that. And so we're still kind of promoting that, but you feature somebody each and every month in the magazine. But before we get to that, Cher, will you please share with folks why you decided to bring a magazine to Lancaster?
Well, I've always wanted to do a magazine. Originally, I thought I was going to be in Columbus, a pet magazine. This was years ago. So I did a lot of research on it and found that it was going to be, a little bit more labor intensive than I had time for at the time, raising children. So then when I was introduced to this magazine opportunity from Best Version Media, I was like, this is the perfect way for me to bring positivity and elevate our community through print. And I love doing the magazine. I really love featuring different families because I believe that every person has a story to tell, and everybody in their own way, they add that sparkle to the magazine. So it's really been a journey to this place, and I love it.
Aren't there so many amazing people out there, and just even in our backyard or next door to us, that have these amazing stories that are just so exciting to share with people?
I know. I've lived here now for 33 years here in the area, and I'm still meeting people and learning things that are happening in our community that I wasn't aware of. And it's really shocking to me. So we get to have this small town feel, but it's so much bigger than a small town. So that's what you and I get to do through your show and through the magazine. So
how do you find the folks, and who are some of those folks you've highlighted so far? Because you started in the magazine about the same time that I started the TV show, which is
so
what
cool.
we laugh about it because, and I love it because they're different forms of media, but they're so much alike. It's just highlighting and being positive and bringing positivity to the community and highlighting those awesome and amazing folks.
I know. Well, we do get nominations from our readers, so they'll write me. I love to hear from people that read the magazine. So we get nominations for a feature family. We also have a hero of the month. We have a student or athlete of the month. And those are really fun and exciting. Hero of the Month is a new one. So if you would like to nominate a first responder, military, teachers, or nurses, we'd love to feature them in the magazine. And also the Bistro is featuring that. And then Buffalo Wild Wings, they have the Student Athlete of the Month. So we're accepting nominations for them as well.
Wonderful. What are some of the other things in the magazine that folks may not know about, that we want to make sure they know, that don't get the magazine yet, and we'll find out how they can get the magazine?
Well, we have, we do an I Spy every other month for anyone under the age of 14, so we'll take a picture of something in town, and whoever responds first with the correct answer, they get a gift certificate from a business in town. We have our expert contributors, and we really love their articles because they work really hard to bring new information to the community.
Who are some of the folks that you have highlighted to date that you have just been so wow, they are fascinating with what they have done?
Well, Rosemary Hajos is really one of my most favorite people. She and her husband, Lynn, have done so much for our community that I called her the matriarch of our community. We just really wouldn't have a lot of the things that we have without them. So she was a blessing. I could interview her for hours and write a book about her. So that was wonderful. Dr. Mindell worked with Andrew Kilbarger, and he's saving lives and really trying to find the cure for all forms of muscular dystrophy. And Andrew Kilbarger, who lives local, helped him do that. So those have been my two standouts, but every single person has been amazing, especially you.
Oh,
so
you didn't have to say that.
No, but it's true.
I think it's really, really neat because you just take what folks share with you and you create that story in writing. And you can say it in a way that it's just like, I'll tell you, even my dad, when he read it, he was just he goes, that is such a nice story. It talks a little bit about, mine does, my childhood. And do you do that in each story, or is every story different and can be completely different?
I think about it for a really long time before I even start writing. Your article was written by Kara Cassidy. She is so talented. I love working with her. And then I will hand that over to Fran Tiberzio, and she is such an amazing editor. And then of course I want to mention Chloe Horvath from Horvath Photography, so talented. So we all work together to create that story, and it really is fun. But developing it, you really want to bring the personality of the person that you've interviewed through in every single magazine. Yeah.
I told you once again so many things. Do most people tell you so many things? Yes. What you had said, and even I told you about my very first radio interview, and the person shook their head on radio when they were answering me, and you even said it, and it was the sweetest thing. You said that. Excuse me, in the interview, but it was great that you added it because it was so true.
Oh, I can't imagine.
You bring it to life in words. That's what it is. You bring it to life in words on paper.
That is so fun. And sometimes I will have to take a 20,000 word interview, and I only have.
That's what I was afraid. I didn't shut up.
Well, by the standards and protocol of the magazine, we're usually only allowed to do 700 word articles. Mine are 2,200, 1,600, 2,000. So yeah, it gets out of control, but I have fun with it.
And you do, because you are so passionate about it, Cher. That's what it is. And you bringing it out, and has everybody been very pleased, I'm sure, to date?
I am so blessed. I just had someone write me the other day and said, I've read so many community magazines, and yours really is from the community. It's not stock articles. I read it from front to back. Yes. And so many people tell me, and I'm so excited. And I am always willing to accept ideas, nominations, and people can write me at Cher, J, at bestversionmedia.com or lancasterlivingmag@gmail.com.
Okay, and is that the way that folks would reach out to you to maybe recommend somebody for Student of the Month or hero for the nominations?
Absolutely, and we just started our Facebook page. That's Lancaster Living Magazine.
Yes, and I'm so excited about that. So you mentioned Chloe in the pictures that she did. Now, she caught this picture. I just wanted to show the magazine because this gives an idea of, this is the one that recently, I don't know, I can let you read it or whatever. Cher, do you want to also highlight any of those folks that really have helped you to keep the magazine going? Because I know you do have those that are sponsors. Is that what they're called?
Well, yes, we have our sponsors and advertisers. That is the only way that the magazine is brought for free to the community. So, I mean, please check them out and support them as often as you can. Also, I want to mention Cryo Communications, Angela Cryo. She works really hard to support small businesses. She is amazing. She has really just helped in so many ways. The mayor, he's just such a great guy. I love his personality. He writes quarterly with Amanda Everett and also Travis Markwood from the Chamber of Commerce and Destination Downtown. They're just so supportive, and I couldn't be more grateful for that. So definitely want to say thank you.
They are amazing folks. We are very blessed to have those amazing folks in the community, and we're very blessed to have you. Is there anything that you wanted to share whatsoever? Are you looking forward to 2021?
What I'm looking forward to in 2021 is bringing more diversity to the magazine, highlighting nonprofits, giving people a voice to showcase the positive things that they really work hard on. Nobody realizes how much work every person that is in our community, that gives to our community, how much work it takes behind the scenes to make things happen. So I'm really excited about meeting new people and just showcasing them in the positive light. So that's what I'm
Do you happen to have a very favorite down-home moment?
Oh, down-home moment.
It could be when you're a kid or anything. You're an adult.
My favorite down-home moment is my family and how close we are. No matter what we've gone through, we pull together, and we are always there for each other. And I don't know if that answers the question appropriately, but...
Oh, no, I think it does. Yeah.
That's
what home is.
That's right.
It's just she's gonna make me emotional and everything. Oh, Cher, Jaurigue. And folks, if you want to help nominate for Hero in the Month, Student of the Month, somebody that might be featured eventually in the magazine, contact Cher. She's just such a great gem, and I look forward to getting to know her even more and hopefully work on fun projects in the future. But I'm going to be back here in just a couple of minutes with a special 2021 message to you. It's Down Home with Tina.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. our people make the difference.
We were retiring from Tucson, Arizona, and we made a retirement trip out around Ohio, having decided that's where we wanted to be. And we came across this town called Lancaster, and we fell in love with the downtown area where the fountain is and the memorials and the flags and all this stuff. And we looked around and I said, there's our bank right there.
There's something to be said about a community bank in your hometown.
Right. If you live in the community, you should do business in the community as much as possible. So it makes sense to bank with the community bank where you live.
Fairfield Federal is the bank to be at. If you live in this town, or any town actually, you want to bank at a local home bank. And the employees are happy here, they're conversant, customer service is through the roof. There's nothing more you could ask for.
Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi again, everybody. Welcome to the high school football game of the week. I'm Jaron Stewart alongside Tim Shoemaker. Tonight, we've got a great one for you. The Bloom Carroll Bulldogs.
We had a great week of practice. Even in the rain and the weather, we had a great week of practice.
Schneider, lots of running room to midfield. He's gone. Ryan Schneider down the near sideline for a touchdown for the Aces.
We have a hold on the offense, number 20. That penalty will be declined. They'll bring up 4th down.
We're going to give you this game ball here because you're a Tiberios fan of the game, and thanks for being here, Jacob.
Thank you. The Polar Bears are your OAC tournament champions, first time since 2009. What an exciting finish for the Ohio Northern Polar Bears.
Very proud of this trophy because you've earned it.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina, and Happy New Year's, everybody. I just wanted to share a special message about, leaving behind 2020 and moving forward in 2021. And it's here, and I can only hope and pray that we have a fabulous year to come and that we learned a whole lot of different things in 2020. I've always been one of those who, my entire life, I know as a child and growing up, there were things that weren't great and ideal. And you know what, I honestly, I think the older I get, the more I realize who has had a perfect life. You learn lessons as you go. And I think that even back then, when I was young, I always tried to see the positive no matter what. And that is something that we have to continue to do in life because it is our life. We are the ones who own it. We are the ones that can make a decision on the choices of how we think and what we do. So I do hope and wish that you have the most amazing 2021 and that good things have happened so far and they continue to happen, and that you just stay safe and stay healthy until everything can get back into somewhat of a normal state, I guess you can say. I want to once again thank Cher and her husband Art for having me on their magazine in December, and also thanks for the Fairfield County Beekeepers Association and having the opportunity to speak with them once again. If you are looking to become a beekeeper, you can check out their information, and if you are interested in, again, highlighting somebody or getting somebody highlighted in the magazine, you can also let Cher know that. I also have some really awesome local sponsors that I would like to thank. I want to thank Fairfield Area Humane Society, Ireland Spa and Salon, Walker's Shoe Center, Fairfield Area Humane Society, Huddle Tire Company, and Ava Jewelers. They are local businesses, and I hope that you can help them out. And I also, I want to leave you with a positive message. And the positive message is just do what you can, the best you can, the best way you know how, and finding at the end of the day something positive to continue to move forward with and to continue on with the next day and wake up with a happy heart. Because guess what? You are valuable and you deserve the best. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I'll be back with you next week. You have been watching Down Home with Tina.